Welcome to Signals and System Lab. This is my fourth video presentation, and today's topic is convolution and its analysis. Now let's move on to the experiment. Now, in this experiment, basically we are given four LTI discrete systems of which input and output relationships are given. These are the four systems. The first question, we have to find the impulse response. Generally, to get impulse response, we give input as a delta function, and then the obtained input is our impulse response. So impulse response for first system is 1 by 3 into delta n plus delta n minus 1 plus delta n minus 2. And for second one, impulse response is 1 by m into delta n plus delta n minus 1, so on up to delta of n minus m plus 1. For third one, the impulse response is delta n minus delta n minus 1. For fourth one, the impulse response is 1 by 2 into delta n minus delta n minus 2. For second question, we are asked to find we are asked to study the performances of above four systems for the given input signals such as ECG and PCG speech signals. And let's move on to the MATLAB environment. This is for our first system, for which impulse response is 1 by 3, 1 by 3, 1 by 3. Here I have loaded the given inputs which were given, and I have used a convolve function which was written by me. Well, I have plotted the inputs and outputs. Now let's run the program. Here we can see this is our input and this is our output. We can clearly see here, means this is a low pass filter, means it shows us, means we can observe in this curve there are high frequency varying points, but here those were eliminated. We can clearly say that the given h of n is a given system is a low pass filter. Now let's move on to the next one. This is our second system, in which we give a input value m. Based on that, our impulse response will be designed. Using this impulse response, I have convoluted the given input signals and plotted this. As we can see, this is a moving average low pass filter. I have to give a input m. Now let's run the program. Let me give first 25. We got our functions. Even this is a low pass filter. We can say from this input, here we can say high frequency varying components have been eliminated after convolution. Now let's give input as 50. Oh, okay. Well, as asked, from this also we can get a conclusion. High varying frequency points have been removed, only low frequency were attained, so this is a low pass filter. Already we said that. Okay, let's run it again. This time let's give 100. Yeah. Here we can clearly see that 2, 3, 4 inputs don't have any trend. They have trend, means it's a straight line, linear line. Here for this we need to remove trend. To remove trend, we can use this convoluted part. I will explain later how to remove trend using this convoluted part. Well, here also we can conclude this. From this also we can conclude that this is a low pass filter. Now let's move on to the h of 3. Well, this is our third impulse response, which is a differencing system, means 1 and minus 1, means delta of n minus delta of n minus 1. That's why I said there's a differencing system. Now let's plot the graph. Well, we can clearly see here high frequency varying components are attained. We can observe here also, even here too, but there are not much high frequency components, so we got very less high frequency varying components. We can clearly observe in the from the last input, high frequency components are attained and low frequency components are removed, which means this is a high pass filter. Well, this is a high pass filter and differencing system. Now let's move on to the H of 4. Well, this is our fourth impulse response, uh, which is 1 by 2 into delta of n minus delta of n minus 2. Even this is a differencing system. Let's run this program and understand what is it. When we can see here, even this is also a high pass filter. Here high pass varying components are retained and low pass varying are removed. This is a high pass filter. Now we have plotted the graphs and analyzed the input signals. Now let's move on to the removing trend, which was the question E. Before moving to the question E, I have already finished explaining question D, which is explaining the nature of system. Let me show the. Well, this is our question D. Means I have already explained that first and second are low pass filters and third and fourth are high pass filters. Now let's move on to the question E. Question E is the trend removal of baseline input, baseline PPG input. This one x means variable xb2. Here I have loaded the input and I have asked to give an input m value. After generating our impulse function, I have convolved, and using zero padding I have increased the, I have adjusted the sizes, and after I have used a rectangular window function which generates a rectangular window. Later I used filt function which is zero phase filtering. Filt minimizes startup and ending transients by matching the initial conditions. After that I have plotted the graphs. Let me run this code, you will understand. Well, I am giving m value as 200. Here we can clearly see that this is the trend of the graph. After removing the trend, we got the detrended graph. Well, this is our trend line and this is our input. After removing the trend line, we got the output. So in this way we can remove trend from an input using the convolution and with some modifications, and choosing the m value is also more important. Choosing between 100 to 500 will be a better choice to remove the trend perfectly. If we take let us say 900, it becomes more clumsy, the graph becomes a bit clumsy. Let's move on to the part F. In part T, we have discussed the nature of the systems. In part F, let's discuss about the properties of above mentioned systems. But before moving to that, let's discuss about what are those properties. Well, these are some of the properties of LTI system. The first one is memoryless. System is said to be memoryless or static if its output of each value is independent of the independent variable at a given time is dependent only on the input at the same time. And system is said to be a dynamic system. The system is said to be a dynamic system when it depends on the past and future value of signal at any instant of time, then it is known as a memory system. Sorry, let me remove this. Dynamic system. Well, next is invertibility. Invertibility, or in a system said to be invertible if it distinct inputs leads to distinct outputs. Causality. A system is said to be causal if the output at any time depends only on the value of the input at the present time and in the past time. Means the impulse response is 0 for n less than 0. This is another way of expressing the causality. Stability of system. A stable system satisfies BIBO condition, means bounded input for bounded output condition. Well, this can also be expressed using impulse response. If the absolute sum of impulse response is a finite, then the system can be called as an stable system. Now using these properties, let's classify whether the systems given in our experiment are comes under have which properties. Let's move on to our systems. Our system one is a memory system and causal and stable. Well, we can confirm by observing. And system 2 is a memory system, invertible, causal and stable. And the system 3 is memory, causal and stable. And system 4 is memory, causal and stable. Well, from after this we have completed our lab. Thank you.